Hello, happy Wednesday. Well, it's Wellness Wednesday and I wanted to share with you one of my top tips that I use to wear liquid foundation. So 3.5 years ago when I had my hormone crash, and part of my journey was to eliminate chemicals that was in my everyday makeup. So we're talking about personal care, foundations, self-tans, shampoo, conditioner, all those sorts of things. And one of the things is liquid foundation. And so I wanted to share with you today how I turn my everyday Savvy Mineral liquid powder foundation, which is free of all the nasties, talc, no bismuth, no phthalates, no fragrance, anything nasty, and I turn it into this liquid foundation. So I'm going to show you a few tips of how I do that. So one of the importance for me is being able to wear sunscreen every day, and on my journey using a sunscreen that doesn't contain oxybenzone. So oxybenzone is one of the nasty toxic ingredients which is responsible for bleaching the coral reefs around the world. So one thing I'd love to get you to do is check out your sunscreen. So I wear this every day. And people say to me today, how do you, I don't go out in the sun. But remember, every day you're either hanging up the washing or you're driving to and from school, dropping the kids off, you're working in an office, perhaps your office has got UV lighting. Those sorts of things will damage the skin. So it's very important that we use sunscreen. So I've turned my liquid foundation in using this as the base. So I'm really proud. Young Living make this foundation, this sunscreen is SPF 50. It's full of no nasty chemicals, and it's got beautiful Young Living essential oils in it. And this wonderful sunscreen is made here in Perth in Western Australia. So it's an Australian product, which is amazing. We like to support local. So this here is a wonderful base that I'm going to turn into my liquid foundation. So I'm going to show you how. So one of the things is people say to me, Danae, but sunscreen's so thick. This is wonderful because it's non-greasy. Now, to get it out of the tube, I always get you to work it firstly, okay? So so what you're gonna need is you're going to need your color foundation. Now, when choosing foundation, you'll have a summer color and you'll have a winter color, because remember, you get lots of different you get different color throughout summer. So, you want to adjust it. There's not one makeup artist in the world that uses one foundation on every person, or we always have to mix and match it. So that's what I love about being able to tint it myself, is that I can adjust it to suit. So you're going to need to make this one that I make is your color foundation. So when you're choosing foundation, we have a great, with our Young Living, you can jump onto the Savvy website and you'll be able to, I'll put the link underneath for you, do what's called the elimination. So for an example, if you're cool, it means that you've got a pink undertone and you generally have blue veins. So I want you to have a look under here, okay? If you have green veins and you have a beautiful bronze or a yellow undertone, you'll be a warm. And of course, if you're neither of those two, you would be dark. So they're the three main tintings of when they do a foundation. The second thing is that you will then go, am I cool 1? No. Am I cool 3? No. I'm possibly a 2. So do the elimination. So work backwards. That's how I generally use. So you'll be able to do that. Jump on there and you'll be able to see the color chart, and then you'll be able to choose it. The second thing to make this work is that I like to use the Crowned All Over Bronzer. So this is just a beautiful bronze, and this helps lift and give the skin a photo finish. So it gives you that nice bronzy. So we're going to tint this in there as well. And of course, we're going to use some Veil or Diamond Dust, and that added luminosity gives the skin that beautiful photo finish. Whereas as you get older, you want to look softer, so you have more of a camera focus, and then we're going to use this as your base, okay? And then I'm going to show you how to apply. So you'll need a little pot, okay? So I just use these gorgeous little jars because they're easy. I like they're glass, and they must have like a seal on there. So if you've got a really good, please don't use, anything that's plastic. Something that will, if it is it's got to be BPA free, and it's a really good, easy to work with. So you can't make massive batches. When you're using natural products, you're not going to make enough for 6 months, and then, because they don't have any preservatives in there, okay? So you're going to grab that, all right, and you're going to need a knife. So I use that to wedge off can you see that? Just to wedge off the seals, okay? So you just pop a little knife under there. Get a bread and butter knife, it's much easier. Don't get a sharp one, okay? So, and that just lifts off the tops of your containers, okay? So then I can access it easy. The same with my foundation, so you wedge them off. I'm sharing all these, and a big thank you to my gorgeous friend Kim Alice, who started me on this journey and has helped me, swap out all these nasty chemicals, and and she gave me the inspiration for this recipe. So then we're gonna we're gonna make two things. I'm gonna make a powder with these two blended into it that I'm gonna show you how I apply, and we're gonna make the liquid foundation. All right, so we've got the 3 powders here. So your Veil, your color foundation, okay, and of course your Crowned All Over bronzer. All right, that will give it the really nice that sun-kissed look and soften the foundation. All right, cool, let's get started. So work with sunscreen, okay? Now sunscreen has non-nanoparticles. So anything that has nanoparticles in there means that it can leach into the bloodstream. So you want to be using products that have non-nanoparticles, the same as with our Savvy Mineral makeup. It doesn't leach into the bloodstream. So you want it to act as a barrier. That's when it's doing its job, okay? So give it a nice little working, and that just helps move it because it's a bit cold here in Perth. All right, then you're gonna squeeze some into your container, and it comes out super, super quick. Can you see that? So it comes out really good. So it depends on how much you want to make. You can just start off small first so you get the gist of how you use it. All right, then what I'm gonna do, get yourself either just some pop sticks, or you can get your knife. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna measure out a big teaspoon, okay, into your powder, right? And then you're gonna add a big teaspoon of your bronzer and a beautiful of your Diamond Dust or Veil. Okay, can you see that? All right, so, and then it is easy as mixing. So you can see I'm very much into making things at the moment, but being able to use this on a daily basis has been a game changer for me. And I love the fact that I can go out and my skin's protected. Look at that. Look how easy that is, okay? And you can adjust it accordingly. So if you need a little bit of extra darkness in the skin, if you're feeling a bit pale or you've been using a non-toxic self-tan, you can darken it, okay? And you can use the bronzer to darken it. That's how easy that is. So there you go. I've got 2 wonderful pots to get started. Now, you'd only make enough for about 2 weeks to a month, okay? You don't need much. So what I'm gonna do, you then can get, this is just an empty one that I had. So get another shaker and do exactly the same for your powder. So in here, I've just mixed a teaspoon of, a heaped spoon of my color foundation. Then I've added some bronzer and I've added some Diamond Dust into there. And then I have the powder to match this, okay? I'm gonna show you how I put it on. All right, so I'm gonna take my glasses off. I can't see you, but that's okay. Now, when putting your makeup on in the morning, it's important to put your moisturizer on first. Now, 2 of those that I love for summer. Now, if you're in the northern hemispheres, we've got some wonderful other foundation moisturizers that you can use. But for summer, I love the Art. Because it's nice and light, because the skin tends to sweat. Remember, in winter, the skin doesn't sweat, and hence that's why it gets dry. but in summer it does. And the other one I like to use is the Orange Blossom Light Moisturizer. Okay, these are two of my favorites, and I like that because it doesn't leave my skin too oily. So you put that on first and leave it for about 10 minutes, so then you can brush your teeth and do the other things. Then what I like to do is pop on my liquid foundation. So what I do, you're not going to use this to cover everything, okay? What you're going to do is put it on like you would sunscreen. The secret is to warm it up with your fingertips. Now you have to work it, okay? It's not like, remember, when we're talking about nanoparticles, that means it's absorbing into the bloodstream. It's not meant to be designed. Think of it as a protective barrier over the skin, and that is what sunscreen's meant to do, all right? And then just start to work it, okay? And you put it all over. I've already got some on. I've had it on all day. I love this because it's non-greasy, all right? So it's basically like a tinted sunscreen. That's what we're going for, all right? So you will get that working. Now, the second thing is to start to build up the coverage that you want is that you will get your flat topped. These are wonderful Savvy mineral brushes. They're handmade in Italy. And thank you to Melissa Pepping because she sourced these for us, and they're just wonderful. They come in a whole brush set. So this is a gorgeous gift for all those makeup junkies in your family. So they're handmade in Italy, so big shout out to those. Then what you do is you'll get your mineral powder, okay? So once that starts to set, you will feel that it doesn't leave a really greasy residue, which what I love in summer. Then what you will do is you will have either the Savvy mineral spray, or I like to use the Lavaderm myself personally. So you can use either or either. We have a misting spray, or you can use the Lavaderm. And then what you do is you just spray the top of your brush, okay? Then just give it a rub. Yeah, I always have a towel in the bathroom and I'll make some wipes so you can clean up any mess. And then what you do is you tap it into the lid like this. Can you see that? Yeah, cool. And then you think, now if you want more coverage, you do what's called stippling. And what you do is you start to work it in and you press it into the skin. Can you see that? You start. So what I'm doing is push, 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 yep. So if you've got extra parts of the skin to cover any sunspots, age spots, all that sort of stuff, you can do that. Now, once you've got that in there, you then give it a beautiful brush. Okay, now this will start to blend it all in. What I love about this is that the Savvy, the sunscreen base makes a wonderful base to get this powder on. A lot of people used to think that using powders make us look older. When you're over 40 like I am, you tend to not want to use powders. However, it's the complete opposite. Okay. And then you just airbrush it out and you just work it, work it, work it. Remember, don't forget the neck, and the same on the other side. And then you can just layer it on, layer it on, layer it on. I'm having a giggle because I think my dog's going to start barking because he wants to go outside. All right, and then we just layer, layer, and there you go. So how easy is that? And remember, non-toxic makeup is the only way to go. So we have started a clean beauty movement around the world where we're here to educate as mums, and you know, we are beauty coaches, and you know, it mortifies me to see what the next generation are putting on their skin. We don't even know where they're making cosmetics anymore, but we do know that they're full of chemicals that are causing endocrine disrupting and causing, you know, havoc with our bodies. So I hope this tip helped you. Go out, make yourself some powder, and then you can pop that in your bag and you can just touch up throughout the day. But at least now I know that I'm protected with an SPF 50, so I'm ready for going out in the great outdoors. And the great thing is I can go swimming with it as well, so I know it's not going to make a mess. So thank you for watching, and I hope this wonderful little tip has helped you somewhere. And please feel free to share it with anyone that is on a mission with our clean beauty movement around the world. Take care. Bye.